Welcome to the Yerba Power Podcast, where we share the power of yerba mate with the world. My name is Devin. I'm the host of the Yerba Power Podcast. Welcome if this is your first time joining us, or if you're a frequent listener. I'm so grateful for you being here. And today's episode, being that it's a new year, I know we all get into our lists of goals and things that we want to accomplish in the new year. And with that is our routines, our habits, the things that we do to be more productive or focus, or maybe just take better care of ourselves. Whether that's what you intake, which your food, or maybe less of that, or better quality, or yerba mate, which is also a great one for boosting your mood and and your neurotransmitters and all kinds of great things, right? I can easily talk about that. But I want to talk about specifically a person that uses yerba mate. He's an American and a neuroscientist, and what he has said about yerba mate and how he uses that for productivity, for focus, and part of his daily routine. That person is Dr. Andrew Huberman, who is an acclaimed neuroscientist and tenured professor at Stanford University School of Medicine. He distinguished for his pioneering work in the field of brain development, particularly in the visual system. And now we're going to talk about Dr. Huberman's morning routine and kind of what he eats, what he works out, the supplements he takes, which is yerba mate. And this is from an article that I found that I'll post and link to. But he has some other YouTube videos that you can watch about him explaining about yerba mate, which in fact he does like in a park. So a little shout out to In a Park, Yerba Mate, which they were in the podcast. One of the earlier episodes where I interviewed the grandson of the original, owners or founders of In a Park. The episode's in Spanish, which I'll have to get translated one day. And if you are looking to learn Spanish, actually, this is just me trying to help out here because I'm bilingual. There's actually a class or a website that I've used called italki. I'll put like a link down below. It's a little affiliate link, just to full disclosure. But you get like $10 credit if you use my link. And I've actually used it to, I guess, be more proficient in my Spanish, to continue practicing. There's actually a guy named Nico who is one of my teachers that I was actually on his podcast in Spanish. And so you can click that link. I've used it to learn French and Arabic as well. But another thing I do want to talk about with a new year is I tried a new yerba mate. And I promise I'll just talk about this one thing and then we'll get into the episode and the article. It's called Bohemia. It's a Bohemia Yerba Mate. They are based in Orlando and they have a unique product here in the U.S. in the fact that it is USDA Organic, so meaning that they've got the stamp of approval from USDA, organic and unsmoked, so low PAH, which are some of the qualities that people often worry about with cancer, and how PAHs can cause cancer, and that could be sometimes found in smoked yerba mates, which is a thing to just be aware of. So it's USDA Organic, certified and unsmoked, so low PAHs. It's clean as it can get, especially for those smoked, very, very low PAH versus the brands that have other higher levels of PAH. They sent me some of their yerba mate, which I was very honored and happy to try. I'm always willing to try different yerba mates and give my own little reviews. So just to let you know that they sent me some of their product to try, and I recently tried it on actually the 6th. So I'm recording this on the 8th of January. But January 6th, I took my little notes here. The strength, I gave it 2 out of 5, and bitterness 2 out of 5. And overall, it is a smooth but earthy flavor, but it took it about 2 or 3 pours to warm up and really bring out that flavor. But it has a really great smell. It's good for kind of awakening your senses. Just the I don't know how to describe, but this kind of deep earthy alertness that you get when you smell it. It really is a very cool packaging. It's got all these cool doodles on it, and it's got all the information about the benefits of yerba mate, antioxidants and the immune system, cholesterol levels, physical and energy, which is something obviously as a runner that I'm big into, and all the kind of things, about being unsmoked and free from the GMO and things like that, 60 grams of caffeine per serving. And they have these cool preparation methods that they've listed out, which I've not seen on other yerba mates, about putting it in a teapot, a French press, having it iced, a mate latte, and then obviously the traditional gourd. So anyways, cool packaging. They're doing some cool stuff, and they are offering free shipping on all orders in U.S. and Canada using my code DEVIN, which is my first name, DEVIN, and you'll get free shipping if you want to try it out. Bohemia Yerba Mate, I'll tag them in here as well. And so at first, it's subtle, clean, a little bit of bitterness at the end. I will say, though, that it did wake me up after only getting like 4.5 hours of sleep. Long story short is I have 2 kids, 2 and a 4-year-old. So I guess use your imagination of why I didn't sleep well. But anyways, Bohemia Yerba Mate, use promo code Devin at checkout for free shipping to the U.S. and Canada. So thank you for listening for that. And now into the episode about Andrew Huberman, Dr. Huberman's daily routine. So he says he wakes up around 6 a.m., naturally between 5:30 and 6:30 a.m., and doesn't use an alarm. So I don't know about you guys, how your sleep quality is, but that's something that I've worked on, honestly, like to go to bed early and wake up earlier. My kids kind of have to be at school pretty early, so I try to get up before 6 as is. May sound crazy for some of you people, but that's how I'm able to kind of produce some of these things and get in some writing and some time in the morning to be able to drink yerba mate with my wife. It's actually part of that. It takes, electrolytes in the morning, which I definitely do too as a runner. And there's another supplement he uses called Athletic Greens, but basically a way of getting kind of the whole greens in different, all the superfoods and antioxidant adaptogens and stuff. It's a supplement that I've tried before. He does some yoga, goes out and gets some sunlight, which is shout out to Gabriel LeBlanc. He's a health coach and kind of made me aware of that too. Just getting some sunlight really helps awaken your body, your benefits of just cortisol levels, things like that, helping you kind of reset, good for your skin, all kinds of things about just getting some fresh air, right? And just going outside for a walk, whatever that is. He does cold exposure, which means like getting a cold shower or even some people get in the ice tubs, and I don't do any of that stuff. Just he does a workout at 7:30, does different types of push and pull, cardio. It's definitely something I try to do in the morning, is get my run in, do an easy run or go to the gym. I've started to lift more weights now because trying to build some more strength as well is one of my goals. I guess just to let you guys know, I'm trying to qualify for the Boston Marathon. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's a pretty big marathon in Boston, Massachusetts. And in order to qualify to even be into that marathon, you have to run at a certain pace and time in a qualifying marathon. So signed up for the St. Jude Marathon in April, or the end of April in Nashville. I have to run under 3 hours to qualify for that. So that's a pretty fast pace and something I've not done before. So wish me luck, and I know you'll be cheering for me. But so his morning caffeine at around 10 a.m. He says he delays caffeine or tea intake by 2 hours after waking for adenosine regulation, which I will Google that, or I'll put a link to that for you to Google, I guess, rather, since I don't know what that is either. But something will probably go down later. He says he prefers yerba mate over caffeine. Over coffee. So no shots taken at coffee, but there are definitely more benefits in yerba mate, is what we've talked about in a lot of these episodes. And you can learn more about kind of why he likes it. But I do find it interesting that this doctor in neuroscience has, yerba mate for his caffeine intake. So he says, and if you drink caffeine at any point throughout the day, really try and avoid any caffeine, certainly more than 100 milligrams of caffeine after 4 p.m. So I know that people have asked me about, is there a bad time to drink yerba mate and what's the caffeine content? Kind of hard to say, but I've seen a lot of things hovering around 70 milligrams of caffeine, which is still under 100, which is about a cup of coffee, give or take. And I think just with any other caffeine drink, you want to limit it to certain, too late because it'll keep you awake. And that's, kind of the point, but also just for your own health of being able to sleep well too. He says, what is Dr. Huberman on morning caffeine? If I'm going to do a resistance training workout, which is what I do 3 times a week, I will drink yerba mate. I usually brew my own. I'm a big fan of yerba mate because of the caffeine source. It also has a different caffeine-like substance in it. It also is not as dehydrating as coffee, but I also really like it. But people should avoid the smoked varieties. The smoked varieties can be carcinogenic, which is, why I was mentioned about the PAHs. Bohemia Yerba Mate is what they make a big deal of being clean and organic for those reasons. Just something to be aware of. I personally just don't drink smoked yerba mates or the barbecue kind personally, just because I honestly just don't like the flavor. But so that's my own personal opinion on that. If you wanted to ask me about smoked or unsmoked, and so it's interesting though that he drinks yerba mate in the morning, and that's part of his routines and productivity and what he does, to be really as a doctor, a professor. He has his own podcast and other things that he's doing to be hyper productive, a very sought after person. I think there's something to look into there, right? I mean, if you are already drinking and enjoying yerba mate, you probably too have noticed the days when you drink it that you feel more awake, alert, productive. And if you're not, I think that's, for me personally, kind of one of the reasons I do drink yerba mate. I'll be honest, do enjoy a lot of different other benefits. There's so many to choose from, but yeah, definitely being alert and awake and productive is, I would say, probably the main one for me, because it's when I usually do drink it first thing in the morning. It's one of the first things I do as well. Wake up, drink some water, prepare the mate, start reading. I read scripture, the Bible, and then I'll journal, and then usually that's when my kids get up, and I'll try to play with them a little bit, prepare breakfast, get ready for the day, get them off to school, do my workout. So not that I'm Dr. Huberman by any means, but I think there's, that's kind of the point of the yerba mate in the morning. So I do it, he does it. I don't know about you, but it's something to be said when you, I guess, take those good examples of people or mentors or whatever they are. And I'm not saying you have to do it a certain way, but definitely the boosting of yerba mate in the morning and some of the benefits it has. So let me know, what are some of the routines that you have in the morning or throughout your day? Is yerba mate part of that daily routine? Do you drink yerba mate daily? Do you drink it in the morning? Do you drink it in the afternoon? Do you drink it in the evening? I mostly, every morning, just about, sometimes in the afternoon. Actually, right now I'm recording this in the afternoon. I'm drinking in the afternoon. Kind of wanted to little pick me up and focus and recording on this episode as well. But yeah, it's kind of typical in Argentina also too, kind of a tea time in the afternoon to drink it, but they also have siesta and they drink dinner later. So there's other factors there cultural wise, but nonetheless, something into your daily routine to help you attack and be productive and have the best year of 2024 possible, because that's what I wish for you, and that's what let's all plan to do. So if you have any questions about yerba mate or any other episodes, any things you want to hear, below I'll put the SpeakPipe link. Would love to hear from you. Message me on Instagram. Also love to hear any things, feedback, answers from you there. Trying to do the best to give you the best content and provide value. In fact, I've got an episode that I need to re-record, audio messed up, but I just wanted to let you know, very excited about a organization, naturalhighs.org, that they use yerba mate as an alternative to drugs and alcohol. Something I personally am very excited about and was found interesting because, I'm now a year and 2 months sober. In case you guys didn't know, I gave up alcohol over a year ago, realizing that was holding me back. And, yerba mate is kind of like a alternative, healthy habit and routine for me in that sense of a ritual and something to look forward to that is a positive thing in my life. So hope you enjoyed this episode. Love to hear from you. Until next time, if you haven't already subscribed to the Yerba Power Podcast, take this as an opportunity to do so. That way you are knowing when the next episode comes out. You'll be the first to know, but also it helps with algorithms, all that other stuff. Just to be honest, it really helps get the podcast out into more people to help benefit more people. And that's the goal, is to share the power of Yerba Mate with the world. So right now, thanks to you all, we're in 46 countries, well over 2,000 downloads. So really good stuff that the power of Yerba Mate, we're breaking through. So thank you all so much for your support. Love you all. Send you all the best, and talk to you soon.